What's up, guys? How's it going? Welcome to today's market analysis session. Today is April 12th, and we unfortunately could not take any trades today because large move did happen pre-market. And on top of that, Trump was speaking pretty much the entire New York session, which didn't give us any insight into anything because when Trump is speaking or when Powell is speaking, we stay flat no matter the setup because they could say anything at any moment that could shift the market the complete other direction, which you cannot account for with your analysis. So let's get straight into what happened today. And looking back on hindsight, it did seem to create some very nice moves. So let's get straight into it. How this episode is going to be is that we're essentially just going to be backtesting the key pivot points here on the market and see how we reacted on bookmap and the footprint as well. So let's dive straight into this. Alright, so let's go on to the 4 hour and I'll show you what we marked out. Ignore this text for now, we'll get into it later. But what I see, hold on, let me just delete all this real quick. Alright, yeah, so we essentially just marked out our key levels here on the charts. And we did have a high level there that did happen to get swept, which we did see short pressure come out of, but we did make a nice move back up. And yeah, it's just all our levels. We did happen to go straight from this lower level and that high value area straight to our highs, seeking a reaction from there. And we did have levels below as well. We did want to see a gap fill happen, but unfortunately that did not come to fruition because the tariff news was way too significant for market to even have time to come all the way down here. So we just went straight up into that level. The levels are going to look the same on ES. Pretty much the same. We go down, sweep this lower liquidity, head straight up, take our main upper objectives. It's essentially the same. But that's just the overall structure and important levels that we should keep an eye out today on the market. Prior to market open, we saw price start shifting towards a downtrend, and we marked out this key liquidity level here. So it's definitely a target down here. So let's see what happened down here at these lows that made us pivot all the way back up. And honestly, that would likely be our only pivot point that we can even discuss today. We can likely discuss this pivot point and maybe also this pivot point up here as well. So let's go ahead and get started with that. Right around 850 and 920. So let's go straight on to Bookmap. Shout out live Alex with Think with Bookmap once again. Great resource I highly recommend you guys to use. 920-ish. So right around here. Okay, so this does seem decent, but what could have helped us is using footprint in this. We do see a barrier at this level, and spread of liquidity is not too clear, I would say, because we do have targets up here, we do have targets down here, and we do have barriers here. But what I see is that we came up to this level previously, saw big absorption near the highs, and now we're back to that level. So let's see if we can break it or move down. And it looks like we swept it, got absorbed, started coming down. Now here, the barriers started forming once again. Now that's a very big sign that we are going to continue towards the downside. So at this point, could have likely taken shorts until here. Now we have to be careful around here because what do you notice? You see this 142 order right there. So, which does get broken pretty quickly. Now, let's go ahead and check out the footprint chart and see what happened there, right at these highs. Well, that's really perfect. Tell me what you see happening up at these highs right here. Well, what I see is that a large amount of buying delta or buying pressure got introduced right here at the top of this candle, same place where we saw that passive selling here on bookmap. So buyers were trying to push price higher, but unfortunately, passive sellers were in the market absorbing all these buyers. When stuff like that occurs, and we see such an inverse candle like this with delta at these highs, that provides pretty high confidence that price may potentially reverse at this area. And seeing as how the price and the structure imbalanced down a lot and we came back into that overall good value or fair value gap area, that would have provided for a great setup if Trump was not speaking here today. Unfortunately, Trump was speaking, so we did not and were not able to take any trades like that here today. But definitely an absorption play could have been taken because we see buyers here at the top try to push higher, but passive sellers are clearly visible here on Bookmap as demonstrated by the heat and the spread of liquidity on Bookmap. So that was pretty much the analysis for this pivot point. Let's go ahead and discuss this pivot point here on NQ and ES as well. And this happened right around 9:30. Right here. So on the footprint chart, we do see a decent amount of selling delta here and decent selling delta here at the bottom, but I'm not seeing anything too significant quite yet. You have to put it in the context of the overall market and also Bookmap as well. But overall, in the higher time frame, this does seem to be a decent area where we can reverse. And you might ask why? Because we're near VWAP. In the higher time frames, we are around our V2 levels, and like I said before, we're at higher time frame V2, we're at VWAP, so it's a great value area for longs here, and we need to watch how price reacts and the overall generation of momentum. But let's see what happened here at 9:30 on Bookmap that truly shifted the market back towards the upside. So let's take a look. Honestly, I don't see much. What I do see is that this liquidity has been forming and is pushing up, which does support the buy side. But I would like there to be more separation and barrier to be there. With that, if that retracement came down to this barrier, we saw a nice seller disruption there. That nice long setup would have occurred. But unfortunately, we just have this liquidity level down below, and I personally do not see much there that would have indicated me to enter right off of these lows. But an entry likely could have happened up near these highs, taking a short down here, targeting these area, and you would have exited when you saw invalidation, and you might be wondering where was invalidation. Well, let's see where invalidation is. I'm trying to see. Invalidation is where we see this level close to a big magnet here on Bookmap holding with strength and barrier allowing it to continue. So I'd be around 5010. But combining the idea of the spread of liquidity like we mentioned and the fact that there wasn't too clear signs of absorption here on the footprint chart as well. I personally would have swayed away from that trade taking longs there, unless on a lower time frame we did see absorption here or something of that sort. But we stick with 5 minute, stick what works with us, and we succeed from doing so. So that's pretty much it for here. Pardon me. That's pretty much it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll be back here tomorrow evening for another market analysis session or trade recap session tomorrow, recapping the market. So I guess I'll see you guys then. But before, please join the Discord. The link is in the description. It's completely free and could really help you out. Or if you have any questions, leave a comment down below as well. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. Now, I'll see you guys tomorrow for the market analysis or trade recap session tomorrow evening. I'll see you guys then. Goodbye.